Hi everybody, welcome to Reality Buzz TV. So you guys, we're finally going to do the full review of Mnakwethu episode 5, season 4, you guys. This is a show that is about breaking a woman's heart. It's about disturbing a woman's peace. The more heartbroken you are and the more you cry, and the best episode they get on the show. It's the purpose of the show. It's the whole concept of the show. A woman must be disturbed, okay? And she must be treated like she is a Popeye, and she must be treated like she is a child, and she must be manipulated so that she can end up saying yes to allowing her husband to cheat in peace, okay, with this person that he has been cheating with for years. That's the concept of the show. We love to watch it so that we can get mad and frustrated and scream at our TV screens, okay? And today, you guys, it was interesting because you know what? The person that is looking for a second wife is Ayanda Kwal. Remember a few episodes ago, we had Mnakwethu that was acting crazy. Okay, we did do a DNA, by the way, you guys. Yeah. Don't ask me the day we did the DNA, okay? Now, you guys, it's someone from the Kwala family. And if you know me, you know this actually is Sasemuzin. Okay. So I was out here looking at that man and being like, hey, Nango Putuwako, here's your brother here asking for a second. Are you going to do the same? Eh? Is there a house kakoko etingo kuvos? Is there a house kakoko etingo kuvos? Eh? At this point, you guys, I need Imvubu under my bed because for all I know, here's the person asking for a second wife there. For all I know, they are supposed to do that. Anyway, you guys, so we will call him Ubabkwala because I can't call him by his first name. I mean, so you guys, Ubabkwala met uminentle msonko samu Mnakwethu, okay? Sikane naye lo sisikakwala, but akazi ukuthi the brother mhlambe naye nje bamcelele bayezana kumina. But I have Imvubu under my bed. So Sani Mnakwethu, guys, a very humble woman, you guys. A lot of these men that are asking for second wives, you guys, are married to these women. Abavele makaya, uyabona baphila obukhaya, uyabona umuntu nje who during the day you are at home relaxed and ugqoke nje upholoneka nesishweshwe yabona neduke ekhanda, that kind of a situation. Uye engadini uyobheka lapho utshalile, like the wife, guys. You can see this woman is the wife, okay? Some of us, they can easily be able to justify why they want second wives because we are like half makotis sometimes, you know. We do ishweshwe on certain occasions, but there are women out there about full-time thing. So it's that kind of a situation. She has a friend, you guys, and I was like, yo, this is interesting because she has a friend who is a sangoma. Apparently the friend was twassering and now she is a sangoma. And I'm like, a friend you need when you have a Mnakwethu. You need a friend who's a sangoma when you have a Mnakwethu, because you can just say, as in Nganwam, hlanganisa the things. Let's get rid of this one. Okay? Easy. Let's put it on a train at easy. Okay. Anyway, you guys. So when he is sitting with Umselego to explain why he needs to take a second wife, he starts telling a story of how he was raised. He said that he lost his parents when he was young, so he ended up being raised by his grandparents who are no longer living, and for that reason, he wants to take a wife who is going to go vusa umuzi wakagogo, you know. So basically that's why he needs to take a second wife. Also, before Gogo passed, he made a promise to Gogo to say, I will vusa your home, okay? So now, because they are married now with his wife, I guess they're living somewhere else, he needs a wife who will go and vusa umuzi kagogo. I don't know, you guys, if that is going to happen physically, that woman is going to go, I'm not sure about that, or it's just going to be, you know, in theory, okay? So that is the reason that he is giving to wanting to take a second wife. But you are going to find out that there is not the reason, because later on, the number 2 is going to reveal the real reason why he is now coming to tell his wife, now he wants to take a second wife. They have 4 kids, mind you. 2 of the kids are twins. So You know, ngesiZulu to my twins, they count as one child, so they have 3 kids ngokwesiZulu, but it's really 4 because kunama twins kule ngane lezi ezu4. Okay. Now, you guys, uminenhle umamsani. Now, the number 2 umanguse uvele xopho. Okay, they met her where she works. Usebenza hontshosi, so I guess usithi ubemchama ngechicken afake ispice esiningi. Uyawazi amadoda ezulu uthanda upelepele afaka upelepele omningi, and this guy wagcina sechameka. The interesting thing about it is that this guy is like Isayoni, and you know, guys, when abantu abayizayoni is like Sayoni / Sangoma / Izayoni is just yonke insipho iyawash. Okay, when you are a Sayoni, okay, but this girl here says she comes from a family of born agains, and I think she was born again until she started dating this guy and realized that she might want to be on his team. But now she's talking about how my family is born again, but not so much. Mina, I'm not really into that born again situation, okay? But the husband is like, no, when I met her, she was like that Christian, okay? Because our conversations were about the fact that we have differences because bona babiza madlozi ngoba demoni and all of that. You know that conversation. So we were teasing each other about that because she was born again and I was Isayun, okay? But the girl, when she's talking about the religion thing, she's like, no, but Ekaya, they are, born again, but I'm not really into that. And I'm like, no, you are not into that now that you want to get into this woman's home and disturb her peace, okay? So you guys, Selego meets this woman, okay? There is a secret here that is not being revealed when they are talking to Ubabumsele, okay? So she comes in as well, Mangose, to meet Babumselegu, and then she talks about how her mom is actually from Estenjini, and she does say, you guys, she knows that her family is not gonna like what she's doing right now because her mom grew up Estenjini, but Umawake was not the one that was in Estenjini. Her grandmother was Estenjini, but her grandmother was the first wife, and so when the second wife came, the father stopped taking care of the first wife and her family and her kids. So her mom had a very traumatic childhood because of his temper, because once the second wife came, the father stopped taking care of the family. So she knows from experience that even it affected her life, because the East Temple affected her mother's life. It also affected her. So she knows for sure that at home they are going to be shocked by the fact that now she is decided to get onto his team. Which I'm like, girl, go find yourself another man, okay? So also another thing she says, like I say, you guys, I think that girl is born again, but she's just breaking some rules when it comes to this born again situation. She says that esontweni akjola, so even that is going to shock the family because I'm a born again, I guess niyametra esontweni, okay? Now, you guys, Umselego goes now to meet the wife. The wife is with her Sangoma friend. They're sitting down. Umselego walks in. Now, they're going to have that conversation. So, and for some reason in this episode, Umselego just let the man to be the one to say what does he want, because usually Umselego will uyandlalela and say, okay, there's something that Ubaba wants to ask you, so, and then hand over to the man. This man, I don't know if it was just him that just couldn't wait to ask. He was like, you know what, and I want to, when somebody is about to disrespect you, they start by saying, I'm not meaning to disrespect you, okay? I don't mean to disrespect you, but can I? Lapho they are really disrespecting you. You say, when they say that they are about to disrespect you, okay, even if you are not Zulu, when somebody says that they are about to disrespect you, but they wanna sound like they respect you very, very much. So he says, and I think, this question comes up a lot when it comes to Mnakwethu, is that what am I not doing that I'm supposed to do? Why all of a sudden do you want a second wife, okay? And they get to a point where they explain about Indluka Koko, and Ubamumselegu is asking the wife, do you know when, if there is anything like that do people do something like that where they take a wife because Indluka Koko ivaliwe? And I was shocked by the fact that the friend of the wife ended up answering that question, and she's like, yeah, Ienzek. I'm like, what kind of a friend are you? Even if iyenzeka, but in that situation you should say ayenzeki. You know, hey, some friends, you guys, she's like, yeah, iyenzeka into enjalo. I'm like, hi, wena friend. Guys, I mean, hey, friends, call me anytime, okay? We'll get down. I want to be a friend of the person that is being called by Mnakwethu. Today will have the best episode ever. Okay, it's just that afterwards there will be people going to the hospital and there will be people going to prison or to jail. Okay. So I will be a very, very good backup if I'm called to support somebody on Mnakwethu. Okay. So the friend is answering a question. Is like, I'm like, friend, what are you doing? Okay. But even the wife said, yeah, I've heard of something like that, but in other households, but it's not going to happen here. Okay. Now, you guys, here is what the wife is saying. The wife is saying, listen, I've been waiting 11 years for this man to build me a house. So now if he's talking about taking number 2, then that means that now I have to wait even longer, because now he's going to have to go and lobola this woman. I have been waiting for a house. Now I don't trust that he's still going to. I was patiently waiting, okay, because of course she's understanding of her man's situation. So, you know, I was perfectly waiting. You know, as soon as he can, he will build that house. Okay, they're staying in their home, you guys. It was okay, but in you know, I don't know how to say, like a modern house, okay? So I guess the wife was hoping that at some point this man is going to build her maybe a nice 3-bedroom house, you know, because Usamusha, guys, she's very young. She's a very young woman, okay? Every woman wants a nice house for herself. So she was waiting for her husband to do that for her. Now the husband is talking about taking a second wife. I don't think this guy was even thinking he needs to be building her, his wife a house. I don't think that he was thinking of building her a house because of how he answered the question. Umselek is like, hold on now. Let's talk about this house situation. Why have you not built a house for her? He says that, listen, I was waiting to take number 2 so that I can build her a house. But Umselek was like, Even for me being the expert at manipulating women, I don't agree that that is the thing, that you're going to say that you did not build this woman a house because you were waiting to take a second wife. Take out the second wife. This woman is asking for a house. When are you going to build her a house? Okay. These are the instances, you guys, where I feel like the show could win us over. Those of us who are not in support of the show, they could win us over by handling situations like this different, okay? Because I do feel like when they get to a point where a wife says, listen, for me to even consider for this man to take another wife, I just want my own house. I feel like there is a point where Bamselek is going to say, okay, I hear you, and say to a man, do you hear your wife? Okay, so this process, we are going to put it on hold until you build this woman a house. When you have built this woman a house, we are going to come back, okay? We are going to do second half now. We're going to look at the house and see, and then ask her, are you satisfied with this house that he has built for you? Now let's sit down and have a conversation about taking the second wife, okay? So I do feel like there are things like that I feel like they could do different to just show that they do care about the woman in this situation, okay? Because she's saying, listen, if this man, I've been waiting for this man to build me a house, then the chances of me getting that house are even less now if I say yes to him taking a second wife, okay? Anyway, Mselego doesn't handle it like that. Mselego is like, but, you know, normally if he promises to do something, does he do it? The woman is like, yeah, normally he does it, but unless it's a big thing like a house. She didn't say, but I feel like that, yeah, maybe uyawuthenga umtshetsha wamazambane, umama mayidinga umtshetsha wamazambane, maybe uyayiphatha impuphu when he promises ukuthi uzophatha impuphu, but he hasn't built her a house, which is one of the biggest things that, you know, you have in life, is like a house, okay? So Umbabusele is like, does he normally keep his promise? She says yes, he usually keeps his promises. And then she's like, then we can take his word for it. He says he's going to build you a house, so I guess he's going to build you her house. I'm like, no, that's not enough. Anyway, you guys, in this situation, I really didn't like how Mseleko was speaking to this woman, because he was very condescending, and he was speaking to this woman like he's speaking to a child, basically, you know. But that's typical of Mseleko. If you don't know that about him, I don't know, you guys. I think he thinks a woman has half the brain that a man has for some reason, okay? And they need to be manipulated for them to end up agreeing with him. And some women are not really helping us because they are allowing them to be manipulated. They are being manipulated. They're allowing themselves to be manipulated by these people that are coming to do the show. So then they decided they're going to bring the woman. They bring her, and she sits down, and now they're talking about the situation. Now, what comes up in the conversation, because of course the wife had questions: when did you meet my husband? She says, we met 3 years ago, so you guys have been together for 3 years. I'm with you here, and when you are busy with somebody for 3 years. And then she says, oh, number 2, you know, the situation that is now forcing us to move forward and want to ask you so that I can be a second wife is because we have a child together. What? No, Musamsela is like, what? Kunengane? It is like, yeah, they have a child together. Now the wife is like, kunengane. Now Unamasa is like, yeah, kunengane. Listen, you guys. Under normal circumstances, I would say that number 2 was just playing that card to get on to number 1. But in this situation, you guys, I really felt like she thought the wife knew that they have a child together with the guy. So, because she looked like she was genuinely shocked by the fact that the first wife is shocked by the child situation, because she's like, I really didn't know that she does not know about the child. So basically, over and above everything else, this man is a liar, because how do you hide a child from your own wife? That means that this woman was pregnant for 9 months, went to the hospital, gave birth, that whole thing happening. You were able to hide all of that from your wife. So the woman also says that the reason that now they feel the pressure to sort of, you know, for him to go ayoko kagobo is because they now have a baby. This is why, you guys, I always feel like these reasons that be giving to us, even when you feel like you want to think about it and consider feeling like, or consider thinking maybe this is the right one, because I thought, yeah, I can maybe see how Indluka Koko needs somebody also Yuvula and all of that. But then the fact that he's been in this relationship for 3 years, you guys, he has a baby here, and the girl is saying the reason now he is or they are under pressure to go now ayokhoka eka is because of the baby. Now I'm feeling like, no, it's not the house kakoko. The house kakoko is just a convenient reason that he can use, you guys, but it's not that. He is getting pressure from this woman. He is getting pressure from her because you know why? She is from a born-again Christian, and she felt pregnant before marriage, and she's not even pregnant by the guy from the church, okay? So the parents are probably saying, so upumkwenyana or whatever. So she's getting that pressure, and she's putting the pressure on this guy. So this whole situation might have been the lady's idea for him to go ask his wife to be the second wife. I feel like this is what I'm realizing this season, you guys, that a lot of these people that are asking for second wives, it's actually the number 2s that are pushing the guys to ask, because it just feels like in most episodes, it feels like it benefits the second wife more for him to ask or for him to take her as a second wife than it does for him, because he's already married, he has his wife. If they have a child, some women are okay with taking a child and raising a child that is not theirs. So that situation doesn't really put him under pressure to marry somebody. There's so many people that have children with people, but they're not married to them. There's not a reason to get married to somebody just because you have a child with them. So, but for her, I feel like she has pressure because of the situation of the born-again family, and she wants to get married to the person that has given her the child. So she is putting pressure on him, and then he is using the reason that Kakoko Agna Mondo so that he can take a second wife. But they're just using that situation, okay? Anyway, you guys, the wife did end up saying yes, you guys. This is the only episode where I felt like I always say, you guys, I don't like number two. I don't care who number two. It can be Naomi Campbell. It can whoever. I don't like number twos. Okay, in this show, I don't like number twos. But I feel like this is the only number two that has come in, and even though it did feel like kind of like fake humble, but she tried to be humble and she tried to be respectful. And I did feel like she had some empathy when the wife was shocked about the child. I might be wrong, I might be reading the situation wrong, but I felt like that it's the first one where the person is being brought in to be number two, and I felt like they're trying to be respectful, even though it did feel a little bit like it's fake humble, like oh bandla siyacela bandla mamkhulu bandla ini. So she ended up saying yes again. Unkosikazi. Now Umseleko walks out with the Sangoma friend. I'm like, friend, go and hlanganisa something for your friend, okay? Do something. We need we need something. Go hlanganisa something. So they walk out and then they are left, the three of them, Ukwala and his wife, and then the potential wife. And he starts saying that, you know what, now that, you know, she has said yes to you becoming number two now, you have to remember that we have to respect her. You know, we can't undermine her position now. She goes, this is the reason I say, even though earlier on she seemed like she was humble, it was fake humble, because then she goes on to say, no, Nami Vele, my intention is to respect her, but the respect must come both ways. I always feel like these hoes, they'll be coming to your house and be asking for your respect. Woman, if you go to any woman's home, disturbing her peace and asking to be part of her household, lady, you don't deserve no respect from nobody. Nobody deserves respect after sitting there and begging to be number two. You know, the way that they'll be like, no, but respect comes both ways. After us begging to be part of somebody else's marriage, but respect comes both ways. I'm like, and then you get the humble one, you get the number one is like, no, we will ngizomhlonipha if ukuthi uyakhumbula ukuthi yimi umamkhulu. I'm like, yeah, wena. Tomorrow she will have forgotten ukuthi you are number one, that one. Then there was the second wife to say yes. I'm like, say, says but that's how it went, you guys. Listen, I'm never going to get to a point where I'm like, yo, I love Mnakwethu, because I do feel like this show is done wrong. I feel like it's wrong to expect that a woman right there in one sitting, she's going to be told about her man cheating for many, many years. She's going to be told that her man has a child outside of her marriage. She's going to be told that her man wants to marry that person that he has been cheating with for many, many years. And in that one sitting, she has to make a decision whether she says yes or no to his term. Something that is going to change her whole life, something that is going to change her whole marriage. But she has to make a decision in that one sitting with very little support. So I don't think that I'm ever going to be like, yeah, this is the right show, okay? I'm just always going to review it, criticizing most of the things that they do here, because I just, it's not pro-woman, this show. It's not at all. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Please like it before you share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.